Stupid. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Recording is in progress. I hope everybody is okay with being recorded. If you're not, you can fuck off. All right. So, uh, gosh, any questions anybody could have about the Discord comedy server? Not much. Yeah, it's just a place that we get together, and a lot of the comics here are from that server, are active on that server. I know Elijah is, Ethan is, Matt is, and the rest are dead to me. But yeah, I'm very happy to represent it. So, anyways, we've got a really nice lineup for each of you guys today. We've got six comics. Yeah, six comics who are all, well, I can't say funny, but they're all here. They're definitely present. I'm very happy about that. But before we do anything else, I should do something, and that something is stand-up comedy. So let's do it. I've been calling my Zoom shows my comedy only fans. So that's kind of what it feels like. But don't worry. The only big black thing in my hand is my big black microphone. So don't worry, it's not going to get graphic. Actually, that's not even true. I will be doing comedy into my empty antidepressant bottle. This will be my mic today. And if that's not poetic, I really don't know what is. They say laughter is the best medicine, so I might just shoot it straight in here and take them later. But no, seriously, laughter is important. Comedy is super important to me, to everybody here, to most people, actually. I had a pretty tough year, actually, with comedy. I discovered stand-up in part because I got kicked out of my sketch and improv troupe. They were like a second family to me, and it sucked. They completely kicked me out of the nest. It was it was like an Icarus situation, Icarus flying too close to the sun. You know that part of the story where Icarus just wants to be friends with the sun and he flies really close to it and then they burn the fuck out of him and he falls to his death. You know that part of it? That's kind of what it's like. So that's the parable. I know I sound bitter. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in a weird space right now. My sister and I, we had a falling out, speaking of Icarus. And right before that, though, we both found out that we both had COVID. So we lost our sense of taste and our sense of smell. So no candles, but we did talk about Kid Rock a lot after we got our diagnosis. But smell is actually super important to me. I mean, real talk, let's get personal. Let's open up a little bit. Smell is very important. And I was very, very depressed, topical, to find out that I couldn't smell. Smell is it's a very memory-based sense. Whenever I smell the same moisturizer and perfume and shampoo that my sister used as a kid, I'm immediately transported to when we would play together as children, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel nostalgic. Don't tell anybody that, though. If you see a girl your age and you say, "You smell just like my sister," you will have so many last and first dates. If you say, "Hey, yeah, we've got the same taste in music. That's cool. I love your smile. You're gorgeous, and you smell just like Skylar." Oh my God. Where you go? Hey, okay, I guess I can pay for both of us. That's fine. Shit. Okay, don't say it next time. So that's the upside of COVID, is I can't talk about my incestuous subconscious. But I know a lot of people here use Tinder, and because I'm a stand-up comedian, I have to talk about it, or Jerry Seinfeld will strangle me. But Tinder is interesting. Tinder is very interesting. Someone pointed out to me very recently that Tinder is called Tinder because that's where the matches are. Matches, kindling, and this is true. It's actually it's a good pun. I always assumed it was because I kept matching with burn victims. It was pretty shitty.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I never wanted to go to candlelit dinners, which I thought was in poor taste on their part. I'm shelling out for Susie skin graft, and she won't even go out to dinner with me. I'm sorry if there's any burn victims in the audience. You can turn off your mic, it's fine, or your camera. don't give me any applause for that one. Gosh, but smell is very important. I know I'm harping on that, but it's on my mind because just a few days ago I didn't have it. Speaking of smell, I feel like girls' perfume is very straightforward. It's baby's breath, it's lavender, it's soap, it's chocolate. It's very concrete things that smell good. But men's shit is very metaphysical. You have shit like envy or fury or eternity. It's it's like Noam Chomsky is like, this smells just like solipsism. It's it's very weird. This is true, actually. The top selling Axe body spray, the top selling scent is Phoenix. What the fuck does a Phoenix smell like? Does anybody know? I don't have any mental image for that. My only assumption is that mythical creatures basically smell like.
No, he gone.
Oh no!
No.
Go to the park.
It's a
Like
bit.
a
It's a
phoenix,
bit.
he's gonna
It's a
rise
bit.
up.
Part of the show, you guys.
Yeah.
You're like, it's about
My
to be
God.
perfect.
Oh my
It's-
god! I come back to it's a bit. It's a bit.
He's doing it on
Oh my
purpose. It's a
God.
callback to him
It's
telling us
not
he
a
has
bit.
terrible
I'm
intent.
poor.
He time
Is it a
traveled.
bit
We
to
all
be
saw it.
impoverished? Oh my god. Okay, I'm back outside, y'all. I'm sorry. If you come to my mic, this is
Yay.
par for the course.
Brisk evening.
All right, this is kind of a shitty question, but where did I leave off? Where did I
Don't
cut
get
off?
mugged.
Phoenix.
You were just about to tell us.
What
what
is
does
it- what
anyone know
Phoenix?
what
Okay,
Phoenix
Phoenix
smells like?
What does a phoenix smell like?
There we go. Thank you for telling my jokes back to me, y'all. This is very important that you do this
Yes.
at
We
every
listen.
mic that you go to. All right. Yes. Sorry. So, what the hell does phoenixes smell like? Oh, yes. I have to assume that every mythical creature smells like a douchebag. Hogwarts is probably like an 8th grade gym. Gosh. Okay. I still got it. All right. Okay. Actually, I'll point this out though. Okay. Here, we're gonna do a little audience participation since you guys are here. So I talked about improv. I haven't done improv in a while, but I still have the skill. I've got the muscle. So here's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, in the chat, give me a word, and I will come up with a joke on the spot. It'll be just as good as my other ones, which is to say, not very. But type in a word. Okay. That's okay. Let's get some words going. Everybody, let's get some.
Well, that doesn't count.
Jesus Christ. Let's see. Okay, let's get a couple more. Jesus Christ. All right, a couple more. Bivalve. Okay, bivalve. Let's go with bivalve. That's hard. That's difficult. Okay, let's see. Bivalve. Okay, that's like an engineering term. Okay, I'm thinking. Okay. So the Lindy Hop was a very popular dance in the 50s, y'all. And it was called the Lindy Hop because it's named after Charles Lindbergh, and he flew over the Atlantic. And the dance itself is reminiscent of that. You jump, you hop. It's a very flighty dance. But it was the precursor to the Earhart two-step, which is where you dance across the floor and then disappear for 70 years. So, yeah. So don't let anybody ever tell you I can't do improv. I think this may have been the reason why I was kicked out. I didn't really take words of suggestion, and I talked way too fucking much. Oh gosh. But as a kid, I was diagnosed, and it is a diagnosis. It's a freaking affliction, with gifted and talented. I was considered a gifted and talented kid. But I hate that title, y'all, because it's so wordy. It's loquacious. I wish they would have just gone with better. I think that would have been nice. Just teach kids early on that some children will make a lot more money than others. I mean, just instill that very quickly. But let's see. Doing comedy is important because it engages your creativity. I'm actually not that creative. When I was little, my teacher said we're going to do lateral thinking puzzles, and I was like, "Don't you mean literal thinking?" And she said, "Never mind."
Nah.
Ugh. And if you don't get that, we probably were in the same school district. Go Greyhounds. Yeah. But, being creative, it really it comes down to connecting with your inner child, right? When you guys agree, it's getting that playfulness back. And I try to get in touch with my inner child all the time, but he keeps trying to call the cops on me. So it's a little bullshit. A little stinker won't let me squeeze ideas out of him. But I knew that I wanted to be a scientist. I'm a physics major right now, but I knew I wanted to be a scientist pretty early on. But as a kid, I would mix up cosmology and cosmetology, which is why I always wondered why Stephen Hawking never seemed to be wearing any makeup. But how would you apply it? Honestly, it's a practical issue. What's more, I got some other words mixed up, like vicarious and vicarious, or vicarious and bicurious, which is why when people's parents would be like, hey, I really live vicariously through my kid, I'd be like, ugh, that's pretty gross, dude. Stop that. But words are interesting. I love words. Words are my first love. But they change over time, right? Like switch. Take switch, for instance. Back in the day, a switch was a branch that a parent would use to hit their kids, which is why I think it's called the weeping willow. But that's not true. That's not true. That's cheesy. That's not true. But, in the 1960s, if your mom said, I'm getting the switch, you'd freak out. But if she says, I'm getting the switch now, it's like, hey, we can pass off on Breath of the Wild. That's pretty cool. My mom is kind of confusing though, because she bought me a Switch and then hit me with it, and I didn't really know what she wanted. Yeah, she's a very confusing woman. But look, I mean, you guys have been listening to me for so long, and one word that people really, really, really talk about a lot is, of course, the N-word. Let's address the elephant in the room. But the thing is people always ask me for the N-word pass. But if you hear my voice, I don't have the N-word pass. Oh my God, someone is echoing like crazy. Holy shit.
iPhone.
No. Oh my God, iPhone.
You got him mute now. Yeah,
Holy
shouting,
shit,
that
okay.
makes it better.
Yeah, well, let's see. Are they still on? Okay, no, they're not. All right, sorry about that. This is the second time I've had to recover my joke, but let's keep going. Let's dust off. But look, I can't give anybody the N-word pass because I sound racist when I say it, If I'm on the phone with somebody and I drop it, they're like, oh, slow down, bigot. I'm like, okay, hey, hold on. My dad is from Abuja. I think I have this. But, I wish there was like a way to learn how to be black, I've been watching a lot of Cobra Kai, right? And I wish there was a dojo I could go to, right? Screw a black card. I want a black belt in being African American, like Denzel Washington or something. I show, and you can have the same Karate Kid, bits. It's like wax on, wax off. Okay, N-I-G-G-E-R. No, Daniel-san, never E-R. Never E-R. Daniel-san, no. Gosh, hey, you're back to white belt. Let's try it again, brother. Okay, anyways, that's been my time, sort of. Let's move right along. So the first person we've got up, let's see, I can't actually see. Ari, can you please tell me who's coming up next?
That would be Ari.
Ari, you son of a bitch. You probably planned that.
Good job.
Ari
Absolutely.
is the self-proclaimed pretty boy of the showcase. So everybody swoon and clap for our friend Ari. Let's give it up.
Woo! I gotta say, Z, thank you so much. Wow, that was that performance you just put on. That was like a walk in the park. It was
Oh my
easy.
God. All right, he's blocked. He's not coming back.
All right, but yeah, it is really weird to be on Zoom and to be doing things on Zoom. Normally, I'm a virtual reality only comedian, but I've been an exception. But Zoom has taught me a lot of interesting things, and one of the things is that my girlfriend isn't recognized by Zoom as a human being. She could be sitting right next to me, like she is now, but the Zoom camera just won't pick her up, and it's because she's Asian. And I wish I was making this up. Not even stand-up comedy yet. I haven't started. That's just how it works. I'm not sure why, but Zoom is like that. So a little bit about me before I get started. I'm circumcised. My name is Ari Weisman. I'm circumcised. That one. You know, people say that when you circumcise a child at a young age, you know, it can scar them for life, and it's true. It's true. To this day, I still have flashbacks every single time somebody tries to cut my dick off. It's a nightmare. I live a nightmare. But don't be too sad for me, though. I mean, there are benefits to being circumcised. A few of them off the top of my head. They say it lowers your risk of getting an STD. In my case, I don't know if it was because of the circumcision or just I never really had much sex growing up. And then 75% of women actually prefer circumcised men. So for all you guys sending out random dick pics hoping to get lucky, just go get circumcised. It ups your game by at least 75%. Trust me, I did the math. And also, something like 99% of men who got circumcised later in life actually said that it helps them last longer during sex.
See that?
That's right. And I personally have never been less happy to be part of the 1%. Oh, yep. Yeah, this pandemic has really, it got me into stand-up comedy. I've only been doing live comedy for about a month and stand-up comedy for maybe 5 months. But before that, I taught kids self-defense. You know, when we teach them a lot of things like stranger danger. I'm sure people have heard of that, is don't approach people you don't know. It's very important, except that it's not, because statistically, if a kid is going to get attacked, it's going to be by a friend, it's going to be by a teacher or a family member like a parent. So really shouldn't be teaching anyone stranger danger, but rather just danger, danger, danger. It's everywhere. Yeah, you know, we teach little Johnny how to punch, and then the next day his dad comes in with a black eye, and oops. Good job, Johnny. But I always used to teach my students that you're in the most danger when you're comfortable, when you're feeling comfortable. When you're walking down the street and you feel on top of the world, it's middle of the night, dark alleyway, you're in the most danger. And that's why I always wear my underwear in a full wedgie. I am never comfortable, ever. So I remember one story from the dojo. You know, I taught the rear naked choke. Anyone heard of the rear naked choke? That's where you come up. No, not the sex one. I know one of you were. I'm about to say it's not the sex one, but you're wondering what the sex one is. So the sex one is where you come up behind a guy, come up right behind a guy. Your front is to his back, and you just reach around and you kind of choke the chicken from behind. It's called a wraparound. It's called a rear naked choke. Goes by a lot of names. All right, so now we got that out of the way. So I was teaching a bunch of kids the rear naked choke. The karate one, not the sex one. And one 10-year-old little Johnny, he went home and he choked out his neighbor. No joke, true story. He choked him out. His father brought him into our office. He was not very happy, but it was hard to be mad because it had been self-defense. His neighbor had hit him. His neighbor had called him fat. His neighbor had pushed him. So it was self-defense. She's, you know, except, you know, sure, she was 8 years old and maybe about like 40 pounds lighter than him. But I think that we can all agree that Kimberly is a bitch and she fucking deserved it. Yeah. But yeah, I actually did teach self-defense for years. I know you were talking about getting a black belt and being black. I have a black belt. And
one of those.
oh yeah. Being white. mostly. Anyway, so yeah, I got my black belt. I've taught self-defense for years, and quite honestly, I can tell you that most of it is bullshit. I'm not gonna lie, most self-defense, it doesn't work. But there is something I do, and I've gotten out of every single fight I've ever gotten close to. I'm gonna tell that to everyone right now. So the way I got out of every single fight is just start crying. Just if there's one thing a big old tough guy doesn't want to deal with is a crying man. Just grown ass man bawling your eyes out. And it does help to throw in a little bit of a gay vibe. And let me just demonstrate. So you want to go, oh, I could never fight you. You're just so big and you're so strong. And oh, just look at those arms. Oh, gosh. Oh, and trust me, it gets him every time. I mean, 3 out of 3 times it's worked for me. And I've never been in a real fight. It really only works with heterosexual women. That second part you might want to skip if he's gay.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this actually doesn't work for women because some guys are just kind of into that whole crying thing. All right. How much more time do I have? Do I have more time?
You've got a minute.
I've got a minute. Well then, couple things that you can do in the dojo, but you can't say to people in real life. I used to walk up to adults, married adults, and be like, "Hey, 1 second, choke me." It's even weirder when the kids walk up to you and they go, "Hit me, hit me, hit me." Or when you're doing jujitsu and someone just says, "All right, now get on top of me. Come on, bring it in." Yep. All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you all. You guys have been a great crowd, and this is a great bunch of comics. And thank you. We're at 30 participants right now. So thank you, Zivan, for putting on an amazing show. This has been the best Zoom open mic I've been to. And it's not the yes.
Let's hear it for flattery and kissing ass.
Yeah, participants.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a link to my YouTube channel where I do some sketch comedy and I post some of because I am normally exclusively in virtual reality. So I'm gonna post my YouTube channel there, and anyone who's interested, come check it out. I'd love to see you there. All right, and who's up next?
Absolutely.
Let me check the lineup. Or is Zivan? Zivan, are you gonna check the lineup?
No, I don't know anything. My hands are cold. I'm outside.
That's right. All right. I guess
think
am I
it's
hosting
me.
now?
It's Matt.
Who's next?
Me, it's Matt.
Ladies and gentlemen,
okay.
give it up for Matt.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I've been in reserve. Everybody. Oh my god.
What's wrong?
No. I wanted to say real quick, Ari, you may be white, but being white is just having a black belt in life. You can fucking
just born with it
though. You don't flip your privilege on people.
Well,
lucky.
That's why.
All right.
Let's
hear it for Matt DeWitowitz. God damn it.
Yeah.
Woo! Hey guys. So I'd like to start. I'd like to start this show off with an impression that I've been working on for a while. It's a little something I like to call the gay secret agent. Okay, here I go. There, I'm in. You're meeting at the docks in 5 minutes. They're heavily armed, so being visible is essential. When I give the signal, that means I have all the information I need. It could be extracted. If I don't make it, tell my husband David I love him and I always will. And let our son know that I always love him too. This is Agent Delta signing off. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you expecting something stereotypical and offensive? Well, that's on you. Yeah, so I took a nap earlier today for this joke, and I had some really weird dreams. And one thing is that dreams are always way more coherent in fiction than they are in real life. In movies, they're so impactful. Like, hi, this is your dad. I know there's a lot I never got to say to you when I was alive, but there are many things you need to do before I fully pass on. And here is 1 out of 50. Whereas real dreams are like, hi, I'm Sean Connery, but also your friend Mike. And you're taking a math test right now. Don't fail the math test like you did in 7th grade. I didn't fail a math test in 7th grade. You did in this dream. Now go to your house that isn't really your house and talk to your dead grandfather about the bats in his closet. Yeah. So I've been in the comedy circles I go, I've been considered a huge connoisseur of pop culture, and if anything, I know too much. I have seen way too many movies, and not always movies that are worth watching. You know, like garbage, literal garbage. Like I've never seen The Departed. Yeah, I've never seen The Departed. I've been wanting to get around to it, but I've just never gotten to it. But I have seen the bloody video horror that made me puke on my Aunt Gertrude. Yeah, I'm not joking. What I just said is a real movie. I watched
Oh, that's a movie.
I watched it in full. It's totally real. It's on YouTube if you really want to have some kind of masochistic spree in your life. And what really pisses me off more than anything else is that there was no Aunt Gertrude anywhere in the movie. So I wasted my time.
You were just trying to get off to the Aunt Gertrude.
Yeah. Time will filter out the trash unless you dig it up, like someone who keeps all his trophies for his purebred Doberman who won all the dog shows, and also dries out and keeps all the dog shit in jars. You got to keep everything.
I don't get this.
And I'm always afraid I'll interrupt random people I just met at parties with this knowledge that really has no reason to ever be mentioned at all. I'm at a party, I walk up to them and I'm overhearing them like, ugh, so my boss is running me ragged, but at least he warned me last week. He told me it would. It just sort of sucks that I have to do this. But at least I just feel that, hey, have you ever heard of the 1980s Korean knockoff anime Diatron 5? What? Don't watch it. It's bad. Yeah, also, for the record, Diatron 5 is also a real anime, and also don't watch it. You're getting documentaries here. I make up nothing. Yes, I do watch a lot of anime, and the more anime I watch, the more I start to worry about Japan. Like, they're obsessed with two things above pretty much everything else: the apocalypse and boobs. A large percentage of anime has an opening narrator where they just say the world is fucked because of some cataclysms decades earlier, and it never really plays a huge part in the story. It's just some kind of contrived way to introduce us to the dismemberment and the fucking. Yeah. All right, that's not fair. Most anime isn't porn, but man, when they do porn, they get their best creative minds on the job. In America, we mock any porn that has a plot. That's sort of like something we just make fun of as a concept. But in Japan, they sometimes make plots so intriguing, you don't want it to be porn. The porn is incidental and getting in the way. It's like you're just sitting there on the edge of your seat like, all right, so the god beasts kidnapped the girl and will sacrifice her at the stake to preserve the balance of the universe among the twin snakes of despair and pride. And the next clue to find her points to the. No, don't start fucking. I need to know where the next clue is. No, you don't tease a bro like this. Ugh, how long is this scene? 10 minutes. Ugh, what a ripoff. This porn has way too much fucking porn in it. Yeah. Also, on the flip side, then there are the parts where it gets too uncomfortable where they're talking about sex. Now, obviously, we all love giant boobs, at least all straight men do. I have to differentiate that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they take it to a level that's like they mention it to the point where it's no longer like self-aware. Like there was this one anime about a bunch of guys who are about to be crushed in a steam press unless they escape, and one of the guys said, "We gotta get out of here, or else we'll be as flat as A cups." And I'm like, "Come on, dude! You're about to die, and you're making it weird." Great. Now I'm gonna die feeling dirty. How much time do I have left?
You got a. Oh shit! Let me check the timer. You got a minute left.
Okay. pertaining, okay, I'll say, now pertaining to the above thing with the narrator, in terms of like, a narrator explaining dismemberment and fucking, I do not understand why opening text crawls in movies or opening narration is frowned upon in stories today. Any writer would tell you that exposition's hard. Just give the audience a setting and a premise and then start it. Otherwise, the dialogue is going to consist of people explaining stuff to each other that they already know. There are people sitting at a table like, you remember the war that's going on, right? Started 5 years ago when the king was assassinated and the captain of the guard killed himself out of guilt. Yeah, dude, I was there. We both were. We are royal guards. Why did you bring this up while I was ordering a steak? And then you remember when the riots broke out in front of the castle and then the Northern Land supplied arms to? Yes, I remember. We were both there. Can we please talk about something else? Okay. So how are you doing? Do you enjoy being 2 ranks above me and being from a small town on the southern border? All right, that's my time.
Woo! Let's hear it for that. Oh my gosh. I have also never seen The Departed, but I have heard that set hundreds of times. So yeah, let's hear it for the first time for everyone here, the 12th for me. All right, moving right along. She's very, very funny. Her dad is here, so really we're applauding for him.
Yeah.
But let's hear it. Oh, real quick. Sorry, I totally fucked this intro because I should tell everybody whose mics are muted and videos are off. Undo them. I was going to call out my best friend. He's my best friend since I was a little boy, Matthew Evans, to turn on his mic and turn on his video. But he just left. So fuck him, fuck me. And let's hear it for Bailey.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. My mom is also here and my grandparents, a couple other of my family members. So, thank you all for being here.
I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, they're great. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for everyone who I don't know, who isn't my family, for also being here on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
In the beginning of quarantine, my mom and I went to a completely ransacked grocery store. And I turned to her and I said, this would be a great opportunity for marketers to look around and look at what doesn't sell in the event of an apocalypse. I mean, we're looking around and we have sugar-free cereals. So you've got cornflakes and, like Rice Krispies. Like no one wants that when it's an apocalypse. We have meat that's not really meat, like bologna, every flavor of bologna with pimento, bologna with cheese, smoked bologna, just all the bologna. And then my favorite was the ultra thin, fat-free Oreos. Also at the beginning of quarantine, my friend had her birthday and she was like, can you believe it? I'm stuck at home with my parents. I can't go anywhere. And I'm like, that sucks for you. It's less funny now when it's going to be my 21st birthday and I'm going to be spending it with my parents at home. It's rough. So I like to think back about, what makes sense only having lived through 2020. And my top 3 are yelling at TV actors for not social distancing or wearing masks. My mom asking me, did the ring light give me a sunburn? Saying, no, it didn't. And then yelling at both my parents to be quiet because I'm in an interview. Don't worry, though, I did get the job. I work at a health tech startup in Canada. And I realized in the age of Zoom, there is just no reason ever or no excuse to be late. And I've tried you have no idea how much traffic there was coming up the stairs this morning. And then there was just this pileup of dirty dishes in the kitchen. It was just, you have no idea. I did not buy that. That was true. I'm also going through, like many of you, the 5 stages of quarantine. And so the first stage is sewing your own masks. The second is planting a garden. The third is baking bread. The fourth, of course, is watching the entire Netflix catalog twice. And I'm proud to say I'm on the 5th stage. So for those of you who haven't made it there yet, the 5th stage is distilling your own moonshine. I do feel like I'm living in a young dystopian novel for young adults. There's devastation and disease, a global pandemic, AI and machines have taken over, and there's political turmoil. And I'm like, where is the ragtag team of high schoolers who are supposed to save us? Like, where are they? I'll tell you where they are. They're on TikTok making Ratatouille the musical.
Yeah.
But a lot of great things have come out of quarantine and out of COVID. My parents got to go to their first comedy show, and I told them, you're getting such a great deal. You have no idea. You get to be in your living room, in your pajamas. There's only a $10 cover charge, and the drinks are on the house. There's also been a rise in pet adoption, so people are adopting more pets than ever before, and that's just great. I just worry that people won't find it in their hearts to adopt a highway. My grandma can attest to this. She's on Zoom, which I'm so glad to see. But in the beginning, teaching her how to use Zoom was a little bit of a struggle. We're like, okay, Grandma, we're going to use Zoom tonight. All right, you ready? Okay. Now just click the video button to get your video going. The video button. No, that was the microphone. You're muted. No, that doesn't look anything like a video button. Is Grandpa there? Can he help you? No, Grandma, don't. Nope. Grandma, you just ended the Zoom call. It's okay though. We'll try again. And as you can see, she's learned how to use Zoom like a pro. So very good to her.
Yeah.
And finally, there is, hope on the horizon. We have a couple of vaccines that are out now, which is very exciting. There has been a little bit of pushback though from people who say, well, I don't know what's in the vaccine, so I'm not going to get it. I worry. That's valid, but I have a checklist of things that if you've ever had these things, you don't need to worry about what's in the vaccine. So we're going to start with if you've ever eaten at a Taco Bell. And we're going to include salads in this. So yes, Taco Bell sells salads. And so if you've had anything at a Taco Bell, you're going to be fine. If you ever had a Twinkie and you've ever had like the middle part of a Twinkie, yeah, don't know what that is, don't know what's in it, you're going to be fine. And finally, if you've ever had bologna, any flavor of bologna, I don't understand you, and you're gonna be fine. Thank you, everyone. If you enjoyed my set, shameless plug, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is Comedic Chameleon, and you can see my videos there, and you can subscribe if you enjoy them. I want to thank Z again for organizing this awesome open mic. Thank you, guys.
Put a link in the chat.
I will do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put a link in the chat, Bailey. Please do.
I will do
Oh my
that. Yeah,
gosh.
thank you, guys.
What a beautiful set. Very, very funny. The whole moonshine thing has me thinking back when this all started, when I found out that, coronavirus was sort of the thing, I figured that other alcoholic companies would start making their own like pandemic brands. You'd have like Mike Sar's lemonade or, Mumps and Coke or something. I don't know. Just an idea. I would not be a very good marketer. Especially during a fucking world-ending event. Let's move right along. Let's hear it again for Bailey. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right. But up next, he's dangerous. He's cute. He's sly. He's kind of like an Italian Matt Damon, if I do say so myself. His name is Elijah. Let's hear it for Elijah.
Woo! Hey everyone, I'm super excited. Got to pee, so I'll try to get through this without peeing my pants. Yeah, I got a tough last name. My last name is Pysyk. Don't worry if you can't pronounce it. It's kind of like opening a jar of pickles, You might not get it on the first try, but if you bang me, I'll open right up. Yeah. Yeah, some people think it's pronounced psychic, except psychics, because they always know it's on my mind. Every time I'm calling, like I get my name called, I'm just like, please pronounce it Pysyk, please pronounce it Pysyk, or I will cry tonight. And they are very considerate. Yeah. I've been thinking about getting my name changed from Elijah Joseph Pysyk to Elijah Joseph. Yes, I know they're both names in the Bible. No, it's not a coincidence. It was the only book in the hospital room. I don't know if it's because they've run out of things to talk about, but elderly folk constantly remind me that my name's in the Bible. It's so annoying. I feel like it's God's way of punishing me for being agnostic. He's like, you'll never forget. This is my first time on a Zoom show. Thanks, Z. Yeah. It feels good to know that social anxiety follows you everywhere. Also feels good, because I'm free balling. Don't worry, I won't jerk off, even though I seem like that guy. Okay. Thank you for not laughing. Nobody really thinks that. That's great. It's because I shaved the mustache. All right. Yeah. My little brother's taking Zoom classes, which feels safe. He goes to school in America, so right now he's separated by a screen from all those itchy nose-picking trigger fingers. Yeah, yeah, I know. One of my biggest fears is him passing in a school shooting, because then I'd have to do like this whole John Wick revenge plot thing. Yeah, and I can't do that. Not kill kids. There's some annoying ones out there. But I couldn't do it because getting revenge is like a full-time job, and I've already got too much going on. I've got a full-time job. COVID makes travel nearly impossible, and I really like sleeping till noon. And you can't sleep till noon if you're an action star. So very timely, those things. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on. COVID. COVID's been mentally rough. I was fine with the scratching, but the choking and spitting is a bit too kinky for me. So I had to stop talking to them. Yeah. Make sure you guys check up on people this year. Me personally, I'm checking up on deer. Deer are so depressed they run across the highway without looking, and they don't even leave a note. Yeah. This year I'm doing what PETA doesn't have the heart to do. I'm going tree to tree checking up on those deer. Yeah. My mental health has been getting better since I started going on walks. Yeah, gets you out of your head and out of your house, out of your house, out of your head. And I finally relate to dogs. I've spent a few days locked inside. I go for a walk. I see another human. I get really excited. I start yelling, hello, hello, hello. And then I go sniff their ass. Sometimes I get so excited to see another person, I shit in the middle of the street. But don't worry, I pick up after myself. Like you should do with your dogs. Not a joke, just a PSA, okay?
Wait till I finish.
Yeah, when you go on walks, you start to see a lot of weird S words when you go around the city of Vancouver. In this case, S words mean signs. Yeah, a lot of weird signs in Vancouver. The other day I was walking around and in an unfamiliar neighborhood, and I saw a sign that said no parking before 7 a.m. or past 8 p.m., especially if Jewish. I was like, whoa, what neighborhood did I walk into? Oh my God, I better be careful. It's comedy, don't worry, it's all right. Okay, here's some real signs that I saw. I saw a sign that said no drug dealing allowed within 100 feet. Do they really think a drug dealer who's already doing something illegal is going to see the sign and say, yeah, let me move 100 feet away so I don't break another law, I saw a sign today that said praying is faster than texting. I don't know. If I was stabbed, I'm pretty sure if I sent a text message to my roommate and sent a prayer to God, I feel like my roommate would reply faster. Today, later, like after a little bit later, it was a good day for comedy. I saw a sign that said don't enter if you can't swim, and it was in front of a fountain. What prompted that sign? Did a homeless man drown while doing his laundry? Like, we haven't found the fountain of youth, but I think I may have found the fountain of death. All right, enough about signs. I could go on all day. I'll talk about my ethnicity because I know what you're thinking. What is he? He looks exotic, kind of like a more Jewish version of Drake. I got a DNA test because my ethnicity has always been a mystery, and that's because my mom said my dad was black, but my bubby said my mom slept around a lot. So and I've never met my dad, so if I can't find out who he is, I can at least find out what continent he came from. So I took a DNA test and I got anxious waiting for the results because I realized if I wasn't half black, I would have a lot of apologizing to do. Yeah, I've done things only people of color should say or do. Yeah, I told a lot of people I enjoyed the Medea plays. I don't think you're supposed to watch those if you're white. I don't know. Well, I got the results, and I'm happy to say I'm Irish. I'm a hobbit. That's a short joke for the slow folks. And I'm black, which means my mom's not the whore my bubby thought she was. And I don't have to apologize for singing the N-word in all the Tupac songs. It's great. Yeah. Oh, my God. All right. Yeah. Race. Whoa. Whew, touchy. So I'll move on. And my mom's in here, so she's probably not very happy with that joke. Okay. Yeah. Oh God, you probably can't tell because I'm behind this screen, but I am short. Yeah, that's right. I'm coming out to you guys as a short person. If you're wondering, I didn't have any traumatic events that caused me to become short. I was born this way. Hashtag short pride. Okay. Yeah, being short is great. If you're like playing video games on expert mode. Yeah, we start with half the health, half the stamina, half the reach, and we're expected to keep up with everyone in gym class. It's so much fun. Dating is hard when you're short. I don't know if you guys know this, but tall girls love tall guys, and short girls also love tall guys. Yeah. Quite a conundrum here. Yeah, I recently asked my friend why girls like tall guys, and she said it's because we like to wear heels and still be shorter than the guy. That makes sense. Yeah, it made me realize the only girls I can date are women in wheelchairs. So, yeah, if you know anyone, please let her know she can wear any stiletto height that she'd like and wheel her my way. Okay. Yeah, tip for my tall girls out there. A lot of guys prefer short girls, so getting in a wheelchair might be your best option. I'm sorry. Was that weird to suggest? I don't know. I'm socially awkward, It's annoying because I'm an extrovert. I think I might be the first ever socially awkward extrovert, or as other people might call me, courageous. Yeah, I have no problem starting conversations with strangers on the street, but I just fumble the convo at record-setting speeds. Like, I remember this one time I was looking at a woman in a wheelchair, and she asked me, "Hey, are you staring at me because I'm in a wheelchair?" And I was like, "No, my God, I just thought I had a chance." I'm not ableist. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What are you doing here tonight? Yeah, she didn't like that. She huff puffed and wheeled off into the sunset. God damn, was it majestic? Oof, beautiful. It's all right. I can make wheelchair jokes. I was in it once. I was in one once. Okay. I don't know. I've been trying to figure socially awkward stuff out. I used to go to therapy, but my therapy closed down due to COVID. I was using this app called Uber. I used to get picked up from the airport and they'd ask me if I need any help. And I knew they were talking about my suitcase, but I just handed them my emotional baggage. Uber drivers are way better than a therapist because they'll never stop and say, "Listen, I don't think we're getting anywhere today." I realized, sorry, I like buffered emotionally. Okay. I realized I'm not the only one to do this, to vent to my drivers, because I became an unlicensed therapist. Well, technically I was licensed, but that was for driving, not handling emotional trauma. Yeah, guys, never vent to an Uber driver if you want an actual response, because we're not listening. All right. We're too busy focusing on trying not to crash the car and kill us both. All right, that for sure give us 1 star. Okay. I remember this one woman was talking to me and I was pretending to listen. And I was like, "Yeah, oh my gosh, no way. I'm a great pretend listener." Don't want to brag. So we pull over to the side of the bridge, like next to a bridge, and she gets out of the car, and right before she gets out, she turns to me and she says, "So, do you think I should do it?" And in my head, I'm like, "Man, I really should have been paying attention. Oh my God." And out loud, I said, "Yeah, go ahead. You should follow your heart." And I crossed my fingers, hoping she wasn't talking about jumping off that bridge. And she said, "Yeah, you're right. I should get a divorce with my husband. Do you want to grab a drink with me?" I thought about saying yes, but I didn't want to become a certified homewrecker. If you take anything away from the set, don't take advice from Uber drivers. We're not a therapist or a chauffeur. We're taxi drivers who finally discovered weed. We're like, want some candy while I drive super safely? All right, guys, I got to go check up on some deer. Thank you, Z, for hosting the show. Thank you guys for listening. I'm emotionally drained. Thank you, guys. All right.
Woo! Let's hear it for Elijah. Very, very good set. The only dipshit that will call his roommate before calling the cops if he ever gets stabbed. What the hell that's about? My roommate can't do. What are you talking about, dude? Oh my god. Oh geez. You know, he and I actually we connect very deeply. We're both multiracial. And you know, I get not feeling like you're fully black. You know, you've heard my voice. And ladies, if we ever hook up, the inaccuracies do not stop there. So just don't get your hopes. Oh, God hates me. I can't dance, and it's just terrible. Okay. What are we doing again? Okay, comedy. All right, focus. Shit. All right, you may have seen him in an elementary school bookshelf or holding up the world. Let's hear it for Atlas Novack.
Woo!
That's a better intro than I could have thought of for myself, like, ever. 'Cause normally,
Well, that's why I said it, Atlas.
yeah, exactly. No, because people will usually be like, "Oh, what's your intro?" And I'm like, "You saw him at the Comedy Store and the Improv in the before time." It's so dumb.
Oh, so you okay?
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm excited for this. You know, like,
Woo.
I was watching a music video for a rap song the other day, and I noticed that a lot of like music videos for rap, music videos in general, are kind of the same. It's usually just the artist performing to the camera with a random green screen effect behind them and somebody shaking their ass. That's like every music video now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I miss the old, like, cooler music videos, like the Aha Take On Me video, or they go into the sketchbook and they're made of pencil drawings, or the Sledgehammer video by Peter Gabriel where he really needs to exfoliate, or the Love Shack video where you get to see the run up to an orgy. You run up to an orgy. It's just happening. But I wish that worked the same way for comedy. Like, if my jokes aren't working, I could just like unzip my pants and be like, "You guys want to see my pocket?" That'll increase my funny. Holiday season's come and gone. I hope you guys enjoyed your COVID holiday. I enjoyed doing what I do every year, which is watching Hallmark movies. Everyone rips on Hallmark movies because they're objectively terrible, which fine. But I think it's kind of like wrestling, where people like it for stupid reasons, and I agree with that. But I think I just like media in general, or hate it for dumb reasons. Like the TV show 13 Reasons Why. I don't hate it because it glorifies teen suicide. I hate it because it failed its premise the second it got a 14th episode. 13 Reasons Why, episode 14. Up, you're canceled. You messed up. I hate Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that TV show set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's all about like where all the gadgets and stuff come from. And honestly, I hate it because I wanted it to be something else, and that was a terrible office comedy set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everyone's like, "Oh, you get to see the espionage." No, I want two people to be like, "Hey, Derek, did you fill out the paperwork for the Avengers fight?" "Nah, man, Applebee's at lunch." Like, that's what I want. So for that same reason, I love Hallmark movies, because it's the same movie every time, and that's the fun. Much like a toddler, I love predictability, where I can be like, I know what's happening, and I can tell everybody else that I know that. Like every Hallmark movie, it's always some woman from the big city who's back in a small town to visit her family / take care of a sick relative / identify their cousin's dead body, and they hate Christmas because when they were a kid, they got bit by one of Santa's elves on meth. But don't worry, because a good man who works in that small town as a petting zoo will teach them the meaning of Christmas with his magic healing cock. Every single and this year especially, like during COVID, it felt like almost tone deaf to watch these movies, especially in a year where we're stuck inside from a pandemic. Millions of people are about to lose their homes and have lost their jobs, and I gotta say, I think Hallmark could benefit from hiring me as a writer. I even have a trailer ready for a new Hallmark movie. Ready? He's a small-town farm boy trying to keep his family's farm afloat. She's a big city chef who's barely keeping her restaurant alive. But when they have to work together to win a corporate cooking contest, they'll realize that the economic system in this country has been designed to disenfranchise and subjugate every class of all backgrounds. This Christmas, discover how two people from different worlds, along with one zany cat, can make a difference in Eat the Rich.
There you go.
Coming to your Christmas, your TVs this Christmas.
Lucky.
Oh my God. The holiday season came to like an abrupt stop for me too, because I moved apartments after Christmas. On New Year's Day, I packed up my apartment and moved. And I gotta say, the worst part about moving is you forget how much crap you own. Every extra box that I packed up, I was like, okay, no wonder everyone hates Americans. We are decadent pigs. Completely on the nose. There's always that thing where you look at your stuff, like you open the closet, and you're like, this should take about 6 boxes. Cut to 17 boxes because you accidentally discovered Narnia in your closet. I was packing up the spice cabinet in our kitchen. I live with 2 gay guys, and the amount of duplicate spices in this thing was ridiculous. I found so many spices. The East India Company was blowing up my phone like, "Oi, mate, you up? I see you got 4 things of paprika in there. Can we subjugate that out?" Packing in my bathroom wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, I got that done in 2 boxes. But there's one unexpected downside.
That's all good.
Everything in a bathroom absorbs sound, and that's on purpose. Like, I had my girlfriend over, and I farted while I was in the bathroom. You ever sneeze in an empty parking garage? Because we're still in the phase where, like, we pretend we don't fart around each other, and I broke that barrier. That's done. It's like if the Bay of Pigs succeeded. Just, one good thing about moving, though, is you ever pretend you're on, like, the last episode of a sitcom, right? And they do the thing where you, like, turn the lights off, close the door, credits roll. Producer, Atlas Novack. I think that happens in a lot of, like, mainstream TV shows. I don't really understand where the term cult classic comes from. Like, somebody was telling me about, like, how Twin Peaks was a cult classic for a long time. I don't understand why it's called that. Do you know what cults do? Cults will, like, make people drink poison Kool-Aid and kill Steve Jobs and make for a really good docuseries on HBO. And people are using that term to just describe a guy who's like, I just really like Firefly. That would be like if I was really into a restaurant that not a lot of people know about. Where I'll be like, yeah, it's really good. It's not really discovered, but it's a serial killer classic. It's I don't know what my greatest disappointment is but I do know my greatest disappointment for other people, and that's that I'm bad at math. I'm really bad at math. My dad's in medicine, and he wanted his kids to be good at math, and I'm just not there. Let me be clear, though. I'm good at regular math. I'm good at, like, the arithmetic. It's just that when you take the numbers out of numbers, that's when I lose my mind. I remember coming into math class when I was like 10 and seeing letters on the board, and I was like, no, that's English. I just came from English. What is going on right now? And then also they're like, oh yeah, there's a thing called imaginary numbers. Go yourself. Imaginary numbers. I don't know if you all remember this. Everyone's got this scenario happen to them when they were a kid. There's that scene where you're at the kitchen table with your dad. It's 11 p.m. You haven't finished your homework. And the reason being is you asked him for help, and you're trying to figure out like basic math, and he gives you like advanced calculus. That would be like if you're a caveman and a time traveler shows up and be like, here's the blueprints for an automobile. Figure it out. And you're crying, and he's not crying. He's just mad at you. And you got to get it done tonight because your mom said, you know, you're not going to bed till you finish it. And that's how I got a D- for the rest of my life. I was at with Novack. You guys were great. Have a good night.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Oh my gosh, a veritable titan of comedy. Okay, I'm done. Yeah. Fuck me, right? I know things. Sorry, shit. Oh my gosh. I like your idea with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think they did miss an opportunity there. Here's what I want. I want to see the disgruntled window washers of New York who are sick of Spider-Man shit. They are just fucking, and then you see them like go home to their wives and be like, look, sorry, sweetie, I can't come to Zoe's birthday.
The web
this fucking asshole
after an hour, apparently.
What? Oh yeah, that is true. That was described in Amazing Fantasy number 45. Okay, okay, so let's fucking move on. All right. Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ, it's the glass.
Calling myself.
All right. So we have a very funny guy coming up next. He's a very experienced Jewish comedian. So hey, cross that one off your diversity quota. Not. Sorry, bud. Dime a dozen. Let's hear it for Ethan Felder.
Woo!
Hey, it's good to be here. My name is Ethan Feldman, but it's close enough, so it's okay.
God damn it.
Yeah.
It's all right. It still sounds kind of Jewy, so it's all right. So my name is Ethan Feldman. I'm Jewish, as Z said. I'm also from New York, and it's really, really cold in New York now, and it's really been personally messing with me a lot. It's been messing with my skin a lot. I have eczema. I don't know if anybody else has that or knows what that is, but yeah, it sucks. It sucks so bad having eczema. Like I'm always just itching all the time, but it burns so good. So I keep itching. Like my friends used to think I was high, like all the time. Like pre-COVID, I would go to like parties and stuff. I would just be like scratching myself in the corner, rubbing my eyes. People would ask me for drugs and I would be like, no. I just have eczema. I don't carry drugs, just Gold Bond, But it's not all bad though. It's really not all bad. I found out that my wife has eczema too, so now we just itch together. I scratch her, she scratches mine. It's very romantic. And I found out that she had eczema because when we were first starting to date, she was like moving into my apartment and unpacking her toiletries, and I looked at her and I went, "Oh my God. Is that cortisone 10? Ooh. I think I met my soulmate here." But it is weird though. So thinking back, so my wife has eczema. My ex-girlfriend had psoriasis. And once I dated a girl with shingles. Like, I don't get it. All the girls I've dated, why are they all just not comfortable in their own skin? More importantly, what is it about me that just screams, date me if you have a fucking rash? Like, I get it. I'm Jewish, not Jewish, right? I've been thinking about starting a dating app. I'm gonna call it Plenty of Bitch. Or or maybe itchysingles.com. You know, scratch to the left, scratch to the right. Christian Shingles, anyone? I don't know the name yet, but I know the slogan for the app. It's the one dating app where you're supposed to flake. Yeah, it's a little bit corny. So speaking of my wife, this past year we were trying to get pregnant and it wasn't working, and she was saying it was my fault, like I was the problem. So I had to go to the doctors to give them a semen sample, and it was a really weird experience. But and everything checked out. I could tell you guys are all super worried about me. My semen was fine. Yep. So I really got to rub that in my wife's face. I'm actually surprised it was fine, because when I was a kid, my brother used to punch me in the balls a lot. Like, but it was a crazy experience. I went to this doctor's office. They put me in like a room with a chair. There was a little coffee table. It had like Hustler magazines all fanned out. Yeah, I tried to look at one, but I couldn't get the pages apart for some reason. I don't know why. But the craziest thing to me, I actually wish I was making this up, was in the corner of the room was a tube television with a VCR connected to it, just playing porn. Like, is it someone's job at the doctor's office just to rewind the tape after every session in there? Saying they're behind the times. If I was running that place, I would just be like, use your phone, go wild. And, you know, I wanted to give the place like a good size sample. So I was in the room for probably like 10, 15. Okay, it was 20 minutes. It was 20 minutes. And at one point, someone knocked on the door and they were like, Mr. Feldman, is everything okay in there? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Hey, you're messing up my flow, okay? Get out of here. I'm gonna be here longer now. And you know, I didn't use any of that porn that they gave me to masturbate to, because I don't need porn to masturbate to. For me, as a straight man, the best porn is saved in the cloud. And the cloud is my imagination. Any other straight men can relate to this? I might alienate myself by saying this and other straight men, but for straight guys, if we ever, you know, if we masturbate, we just like to think about, I don't know, every girl we've ever met ever. This is true. Straight guys are disgusting people, man. We have a spank bank that goes back for years. Like years. I still think about my third grade teacher sometimes, to be honest with you. I mean, I was homeschooled, but you know. Hey, Mom. I'm just kidding, you guys. My mom is not here. She is not watching. She's here. But I was actually explaining this whole phenomenon, if you will, to my wife, and she was pretty grossed out. But then she got kind of curious. She was like, "Oh, so Ethan, you ever masturbate to me?" And I was like, "No, you're my wife. That is disgusting. God damn, that's sick." Maybe if we got divorced, you know, you go back into the rotation. Is that messed up? My wife likes that joke. But she actually couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. She was like, "You really don't think about me?" And I was like, "No, if anything, I think about you to help me last longer." Oof. If you're offended by that, don't be. My wife like hates all my material except for that joke. So I feel like it's okay to laugh at that. But it actually worked, you guys. Not only did my wife get pregnant, but she actually gave birth. I am a father now. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Thanks. And my wife's putting our kid to bed, and I'm doing virtual comedy. So clearly, I'm the best father. But I'm excited though, because my wife's Chinese and I'm Jewish. So I realized our kid's going to be 50% Chinese, 50% Jewish, and 100% the ultimate student. Hell yeah. Or just like cheap and whiny with a really tiny penis. Oh, come on, it's self-deprecating, racist, and anti-Semitic all at the same time. I'm just kidding, it's a girl. So it's cool, you know, being married and having a kid and all, but I'm from New York and I used to date a lot. Like one time I was on a date with this girl and she found out that I grew up in New York and she was really fascinated by that. She was like, "Wow, what was high school like for you?" And I told her it was terrible. was terrible. I used to get jumped by the same gang like every day. And she was like, I'm so sorry to hear that. High school was great for me. I was president of the theater club. And I was like, wow, that was the gang that jumped me. So, but actually, I'm actually kidding though. I'm kidding. I was actually a pretty popular guy in high school. Oh yeah. Back in high school, girls were always after me. I was the man. All right, the man that helped them install Windows XP. It's sad. So I'm really excited to be a dad and all, but here's a question. Do older relatives not realize how creepy they sound when they talk about your kids? Like, I swear to God, whenever I'm texting with my relatives now, they say things like, can't wait to get my hands on her. Ugh. It's weird and creepy. They sound like they're like the Wicked Witch of the West or something. I'll get you, my pretty. And like, I get it. I understand. You know, they're excited to see the baby. But I just wish they could, like, I don't know, text me normally. That'd be nice. Like, hey, can't wait to see the baby. That'd be a nice text to get. But no, instead they just go, I just want to eat her up. Like my aunt actually was visiting once and she texted me, I just want to bite those cheeks. Apparently I come from a family of cannibals. My mom always goes, oh, who's that delicious girl? Yeah, she calls the baby delicious. How does she know? Like she goes, I want to eat those polkies. Like if you're not Jewish, polky is a Yiddish word which means fat chicken thigh. So look out, you guys. QAnon is gonna go after my mom. So last year, besides having the kid, I had a pretty exciting thing. Actually, it was 2019. I went to WrestleMania because I'm cool and I'm a pretty observant guy. I could see that the guy in front of me was talking to a girl on Tinder. He was like, hey, what are you up to tonight? She went, oh, nothing much. I'm out for a friend's birthday. What about you? He goes, I'm at WrestleMania. And then she unmatched him. Yeah. I actually saw the conversation just disappear from his phone, which is a rookie mistake, guys. You can't tell a girl you're talking to on Tinder that you're into pro wrestling. God, if I told my wife that I liked pro wrestling when we first started dating, she would have unmatched me. Literally, because we met on Tinder. This is true. Started dating, got married, had a baby. We had a Tinder baby. Okay. I'm gonna buy my daughter a shirt that says my parents swiped right.
Ah.
All right, that's it for me. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Ethan. Ethan Feldman. God damn it. I am sorry. Oh my gosh. Really funny guy. Gosh. I think one of my favorite bits of yours is the skincare bit. I think that's just such a nice journey. I'm pretty sure the creator of Aquaphor named it after his black girlfriend because gosh, when October hits, it is just the ashy season. Holy shit. So I get it. I get the flaking. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's try to keep the energy up. I say let's. That's my job. I'm trying to delegate, but it's not working. Oh gosh. He's delicious. His last name is Barbecue on Facebook, and I don't know it for real. Let's hear it for Brian Barbecue.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That is my real name for all you need to know. Thank you guys very much for coming out. How about a hand for your host, everyone, doing laps around his house, and now he's back inside because he made curfew. We fucking did it, you guys. That is super awesome. I refuse to fucking bomb during this shit. I watched everyone's set. It was great. This is the best day of my life. I'm turning 32 at midnight. Let's fucking do this. Oh, no. 32. It's all bad. I don't care anymore. This is a suicide note, probably. All right, what's going on? I'm too high right now. I smoked a lot of weed today. You guys ever smoke a lot of weed today? All right, fucking nailed it. All right, let's talk about that. Because, like, all right, I just moved. Me and my wife just moved. I lived at the bottom of Connecticut. Now I live at the top of Connecticut. I don't expect you guys to know what the fuck maps look like. But basically, if I drive 14 minutes up the road now, I could buy weed legally in Massachusetts. It's not legal in Connecticut. I don't know. You guys ever smoke legal weed? It's fucking great. Like, you guys, if you haven't, like, I tell my friends, I'm like, go to Massachusetts and smoke legal weed. It's fucking great. If you haven't, do it. It's fucking awesome. Like, my grandma was super proud of me. I said I was going to mass every Sunday. Like, it's fucking awesome, you guys. Get out there. It's super fucking dope. Let's see. I'm out of jokes, so let's do crowd work. Yeah, no. Who wants to, it's tough with Zoom because basically I have to be like, I want to do crowd work. Who wants to be the victim? I mean, volunteer. Who wants crowd work done on them? Who can I ask a question? I want to do something fun.
Let's
Who
go.
wants to
Ask
take
me.
it?
Ask me.
Who? All right. Fuck
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's
dude. I know you're gonna give me something good for this one. All right. So say God comes down from heaven. He's like, all right, I'm fucking bored. You have a biblical name, so this probably did happen. He's like, all right, I'm bored. I want you to pick an animal. Any animal you pick though right now is gonna become extinct immediately. So gun to your head. What animal, if you had to make it extinct immediately, what do you pick? What are you picking? Got caught. No.
Gorillas.
Gorilla? What the fuck? You are like a direct descendant. What?
Listen, Planet of the Apes. We've seen how it ends. We don't need it to.
What,
We're
dude?
not even gonna let it get there.
You guys hear this shit? He's saying Planet of the Apes. You all seen how it ends. He wants this. You remember Harambe? He wants that to happen millions of times. What a
Harambe was
tearjerker that is. That's one of the most awful answers I've
agent.
ever heard, Ari. I love it. That's fucking great. Just makes gorillas extinct. Wow, you'd fuck up so many things. You'd fuck up the missing link. That's probably where the missing link is. Ari fucking did it during this comedy show. This comedy show is going to affect time travel somehow. Fucking 2021's wild, y'all. I didn't know my New Year's resolution was going to be like this. But you know what's funny? First time I ever asked a crowd that, this guy, even quicker than you, he went, boom, pandas. I was like, whoa, pandas? What are you going to do? Kill all 7 of them right now? Jesus Christ. You don't want to pick anything cuter like a penguin, maybe? I don't know. All right, I'm going to keep it going with you. You're cool. All right, what's your favorite cheese? Don't say smoked Gouda like a hack. What's the best cheese you think?
American.
American, that's the most patriotic answer I want to fucking hear right now. During this lockdown, any burger I'm getting curbside pickup, I want fucking American cheese on it. This is an American lockdown. I want an American burger. I fucking appreciate that. I appreciate that. Anyone else want to just shout out their favorite cheese? I am off the rails right now. I'm just asking you're all my best friends right now. What your favorite cheese is? Swiss, gross. It can't even. It has holes in it because it knows it's so gross. Like, I'm not even gonna give you more of this because you don't need it. What'd you expect? It's a comedy show. Like, I'm not gonna roast certain cheeses.
Of course.
Anything else? Anyone else want to see if their cheese is good or not? No? All right, doesn't matter. I'm just trying shit out because like fucking people say like gross things. Like someone said mozzarella. This is material for me. I just asked crowds cheese they like. This guy said like mozzarella. I was like, okay, I'm glad you picked like a wet gross cheese and everything. But I was just glad that he said mozzarella because there's nothing more fucking mind-boggling to me that people that speak English all the time, but then when they say that word, all of a sudden they are starring in the fucking Godfather. Like, oh, you want a bit of mozzarella on that? It's like, dog, this is a fucking Quiznos. Like, calm down. But yeah, I don't know how much to. Everyone went over. It doesn't matter. I'm bilingual.
Yeah, thanks, y'all.
Yeah, this is the best day of my life. I'm bilingual. Anyone else here speak a different language?
Woo!
One person. All right, I'm talking directly to you. I speak French, and it's always funny. Is it just me? Like, whenever someone finds out you speak a different language, they always ask you how to say something fucked up, like, immediately. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, you speak French? Right. How do you say, I fucked an octopus on Thursday? It's like, I don't know. I speak this shit with my grandma, barely. Like... how am I doing on time? That will depend on...
Oh, gosh. I think, let's see, you're 5 in. You're 5 deep.
Really?
I have 5 more fucking minutes? I gotta do that all over again? All right, I'm gonna tell you all a fucking crazy story.
Tell me about your cheese.
Yeah.
This is comedy 101. Right 5 minutes, just a million times. All right, no. I have a cool story because this is about me and my wife. I love my wife, sweet baby Hammy. Her name's Ham. That's all you need to know for that part of the story. We lost electricity lately. You guys ever lose electricity? Slap your fucking meat together if you lost electricity ever. All right, so you know how electricity works. I don't have to explain that shit to you. Day 2 of not having electricity, I was like, yo, fuck this. We are getting a hotel room. And by hotel room, room, I mean motel room. So I find one online. It's like 10 a.m. I'm like, all right, let's pack a bag. We're going right now. And she's so cute. I love her. She's like, oh, it's 10 a.m. It says check-in's not till 3 p.m. Are we going to be able to get a room? And I'm going to let you take this out. Can you see my hair and everything? Look at how, if I know one thing about the way I look, it's if I show up at a hotel at 10 a.m. and say, hi, I want to check in. And they say, sorry, check-in's not till 3 p.m. I'm going to go, dope. I'm going to post up in the lobby then with this trash bag full of laundry. 10 minutes on the dime every time. Where they're like, Mr. Barganier, that's my real last name. Not only is your room ready, but you've been upgraded to the top floor. Because I give off the vibe of get him the fuck out of public. You know what I'm saying? But we went, it was a normal check-in, and it had my favorite part of any hotel check-in. You guys ever stay in a hotel before? Yay, nay?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what tax bracket this Zoom show is in. Okay, so like it had my favorite part of any check-in. It had the breakfast speech. It's the same anywhere you go. It's this weird drone where they're like, we have a complimentary breakfast from 5 a.m. to 5:03 a.m. Blah 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 blah. And I don't know if it's just me. Maybe you guys get this too, or we all have the same ambitious thought right there. Maybe it's me because I'm just stoned at that moment. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna wake up super early, grab a bunch of food, and then bring it back to my room and eat it later. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Right? But it never works out like that. It's like, God forbid you set that fucking alarm and wake up, or like, I don't know, you're doing blow and either way, you're still up, right? And you go, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to breakfast with all these sky-high ambitions, and then what happens? You trudge out there in fucking pajamas, and there's fully dressed families having heartwarming conversations. You're just trying to grab the right amount of sausage links so you don't look like a fucking monster and steal them all, basically. And then maybe, Doug, maybe if you're lucky, you get to make your own waffle. That's right. For 10 minutes, you might get to fucking work at the La Quinta. Aren't you fucking lucky, dude? Hell yeah. So then, like, you got these plates of, like, fake meat and, like, fruit and shit. You look like a buffet employee that just got fired. Like, just pack all your shit and get the fuck out. Just take all these Salisbury steaks. And then what? You go back to your room that like doesn't even have a fucking microwave in it. You're like, I don't know what I was thinking. I'll go nuke this up in the hot tub, I guess, right? Oh, that's the best part, right? So this hotel or motel, whatever the fuck, it had a hot tub. I'm not even gonna rob you guys of this gem. So I went to the hot tub. And there was a guy in the hot tub. Yay. But I saw the guy see the sign that says you can't be in the hot tub if you've had diarrhea in the past 48 hours. And then I saw that guy get out of the hot tub. All right, that's it for me. You guys were a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you all. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, my God. Ryan Barbecue. Oh my gosh. Not with a whimper, but with a bang. Let's fucking go. It's Ryan Barbecue. His wife's name is Ham. Their kid's name is Macaroni Salad. Holy shit. Oh my God. All right, everybody. I would hang out with you fuckers, but I'm tired and I've got another thing to do.
Wow.
I don't need to explain myself. Again, let's hear it for all of our performers, everybody that sent me a video that I responded to either 2 minutes after or 2 weeks after. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, y'all. Beautiful job. Thank you for the audience. Thanks to everybody that's on my contact list. That's either Instagram, Bumble, or my phone. Thank you so fucking much. Please keep coming. My thumbs are so tired. Holy shit. All right. I will be sending everybody a recording. I'll be slapping that shit on my YouTube, on the Facebook. All right. See y'all later.
Have a great night, y'all.